It is Football Friday in Arkansas, and my gosh, you look a whole lot, but leave that on. It's just a whole lot better with that on. I am Chip Souza, joined by Rick Fires. I think that's him. Pull your mask down. My God, it is him. I was hoping we had a replacement tonight, but still the same old Rick. I think you would agree with me. It looks a whole lot better on than off. Let's see if we can get a bigger mask.
Now, let me tell the viewers out here, we had pregame. Chip said he's going to do this solo. He's going to play offense. He's going to play defense. He's going to go both ways. And after 0 week, before we even get to week 1, bringing in reinforcement.
This is what happened. They handed it off to me, and I just fumbled it.
Totally you don't have the stamina. You're not a spring chicken anymore. So I'm glad to help, glad to be here.
Totally fumbled it. So this is Prep Rally Live on tape, and we are going to bring you the West Termite and Pest Control Game of the Week. Now, Rick, we're going to go over to Harmon Stadium Field. What is it? I'm confused. Is it Harmon Stadium? Is it Harmon Field? What is it? Tell me what it is.
I think up until the 1940s, it was a field, but now it's a stadium.
That's a stadium.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. Whatever it is, I'm going to be there. You're going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm there tonight, and I'm going to be taking care of Owasso at Fayetteville. So you got the Rams, the maroon Rams of Owasso coming in to take on the purple Bulldogs of Fayetteville. Rick, who's coming with Owasso? That bus is loaded up with who on it?
With some Bill Blankenship.
And some studs.
Yes. And they're not only called the Rams, they're called state champions.
They're called state champions.
In Oklahoma's largest classification, with 6A1 over there.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Rick. Yes. I am giving Fayetteville props because Fayetteville ain't scared, Rick.
They ain't scared.
They ain't scared. They're playing. I tell you what, Casey Dick's put together a good schedule. It's a tough schedule. They opened up with Conway last week. Now, folks, this just in. Conway, maybe at one time, was somewhat maybe an afterthought. They're not anymore, Rick. They went and hired Keith Fimple, a good coach, a couple of years ago, plucked him from Springdale Harbor and Southside and wherever he was at, Southside, and took him over to Conway, and they have been winning ball games over there, Rick. Conway ain't no joke. No,
you know what? Fayetteville plays, like you said, a good schedule. They don't play Chester.
No, sir.
Or Eureka
Winslow.
Springs or Winslow.
Yeah,
the old Squirrels. I'd love to see that game, though.
Me too.
I'd love to see those Squirrels back.
Me too.
But, yeah, that's quite a game right there. And they're coming. We had 2 teams from Northwest Arkansas going to Oklahoma last week.
That's right.
Good teams from Northwest Arkansas, and they both got beat by Jenks.
That's okay.
And Broken Arrow.
You know what these games mean, Rick?
What?
Nothing.
But they're bringing the Badlands of Oklahoma here to Harmon Formerly Field Stadium tonight.
Yes. So Owasso's coming in. Bill Blankenship, of course, is the coach over to Owasso. They were state champions last year in Oklahoma's largest classification. He was a coach at Fayetteville for 1 year, won a state championship. But he's from Oklahoma. Home called.
Yeah,
he
answered
the call.
Calling home, had to go home.
Grandkids there, can't blame him for that. So they're coming in tonight. So that's going to our game of the week this week, Owasso at Fayetteville. Fayetteville's coming off a loss, Rick. They went down to Conway. And in typical first week fashion, they had some mistakes. They turned the ball over a couple of times. I think maybe in the kicking game a little bit, had some interceptions. So coaches will tell you they will make the biggest improvement from week 1 to week 2. So we're going to see if that's possible.
From week 0
to week 1. There you go. So Fayetteville obviously has a lot of talent, Rick. We've talked about Isaiah Satanga, very, very good player, very fast. They got playmakers on the field. It may take them a couple of weeks to get this thing going, but I promise you when 7A West gets here, Fayetteville will be rolling. They'll be fine. But they have a tough one tonight, Rick. There's no question about it.
And especially, Fayetteville last year had 2 senior quarterbacks, two excellent quarterbacks. Yep. And right now they're bringing in a couple new ones. First game, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. It's not always on the quarterback. Somebody may the wrong route. Instead of going 15 yards out, they go 12 yards out. That's a big difference.
And these kids are trying to do a lot of things. They're trying to make plays.
Yeah, absolutely make plays. But, man, Owasso is just a huge challenge. And, Fayetteville can double its improvement, and they still may lose this game.
That's correct. So, Rick, I'm going to turn to you for Rick's pick. Rick, who are you picking in this game?
By the way, before I said that, let's see. I picked 15 games last week. How many do you think I got right?
4.
Close. 14.
14 out of 15.
I know. Man, just going like that.
It's like my coach used to tell me when I'd score a few points at a basketball game, and I'd feel good about myself.
Even a
blind squirrel can find a maker. I felt real good till he said that, and I'm like, okay, you're probably right.
Saying that, I'll be back under 500, but it's not about me. It's about these games, about these kids. So I got to take Owasso.
Taking Owasso in this one over at Harmon Stadium Field Whichever it is. There we go. Now, that's not the only big game going on.
No.
It's the game of the week this week, but it's not the only big game. Rick, Bentonville didn't play last week. They were supposed to have played Liberty North out of Missouri. Missouri. They couldn't play because the teams in their conference said, you know what, you can't cross state lines and play.
Go out of state.
So they called Bentonville up at 6:59, basically, almost, on Friday and said we can't play. So Bentonville was left without a game and didn't make them too happy over there, by the way. So anyway, they are going to play this week. It was supposed to be their second game of the season, but instead it's their opener. Rick, now they're going to go get them some Conway.
Some old Wampus cats.
Some Wampus cats. So Fayetteville went down last week.
And lost.
Now Bentonville goes down.
Now we're sending out the big dogs.
Now they're sending out the big dogs. Now, so you tell me, Rick, how do you see it?
I'm thinking Bentonville. You know, there's a big rivalry here. The 7A West used to dominate. They won 12 straight championships in a row, and now the Central. Everybody says the Central was the best, and you can't fault them. But man, if Bentonville could go down there and beat the Wampus Cats, and then we got a big game, North Little Rock, coming up here to Springdale Harbor.
We're going to talk about it in just a second.
7A West needs to at least split one of those.
They need to make a little statement.
They need to get their mojo back.
Again, these games don't mean anything, but
they do. Pride.
Absolutely it does. So we got Bentonville. Now, Rick, here's the difference in Bentonville and maybe some other teams and maybe Fayetteville right now. Maybe 45 and 43. I'm just going to put those numbers out there. 45 and 42. 45 and 42.
That's the old Bash Brothers,
That's
right?
the Bash Brothers. We got Cole Joyce, Keegan Steinspring. Rick, guess what they'll do? They will smack you upside the head. They will. And then they'll get up and give you – that's what – you get knocked down on the field, you don't want the guy giving you –
No.
You know what? But they ain't so nice, Rick. They ain't so nice. They ain't too nice boys. They're going to knock your head off if they get a chance.
When I got knocked out, I'd crawl over – I don't care if it's 15 yards. I'd crawl over there to the sidelines. That happened a lot.
And then the girl said she's sorry she hit you so hard that was fine.
So, beat me again.
Bentonville going down to Conway. You're taking Bentonville in this one.
Bentonville.
For pride, the 7A West pride.
7A West,
right
restore the roar.
Now.
Restore the roar.
Write that down.
Write
that down. All right, so now we've got.
Restore.
Starts with an R.
All right.
All right, so we got that one going on. Now, Rick, this is the rubber match going on tonight. Okay, this is the rubber match. North Little Rock. New look. North Little Rock.
New coach.
New coach, J.R. Eldridge. No stranger to North Little Rock. He's from
Fayetteville.
He's from Fayetteville.
Now, he played at Harmon Field, right?
I think so.
Okay.
He's not as old as you, but he played at Harmon Field. So he was at Arkadelphia, won a couple of state titles at Arkadelphia, went now over to North Little Rock, kicking his game up a notch to the 7A Central. Well, that's going from the frying pan to the fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's at North Little Rock, but you know what, Rick? Those North Little Rock kids, they're still wearing those same uniforms that they've been wearing. Harbor going to have a tough one tonight.
Yeah, you talk about the new look, but there ain't nothing new about the athletes they put out on the field.
Exactly.
We saw Brandon Thomas. Remember last year, the kid ran for about 300 yards. I don't know, I'm exaggerating. 240,
Not too much, yeah.
Not too much, man. He was a big difference when they played in the playoffs last year.
Yes.
Thomas is now at Memphis. You'll see him on TV when they play Arkansas State, hopefully. But they got Cotton, the quarterback. They got Aaron Sims, who rushed for 100.
I think Cotton's been there for 15 years. I think he's been the quarterback since 1984.
Well, all their quarterbacks look like that. They're tall, they're agile, they're athletic.
If you're 6'2" and about 190 pounds, that uniform only will fit that size kid. And apparently North Little Rock has a lot of that.
Oh, they got a bunch of. But you know what? Harbor, they got beat, but they had a lot of mistakes. You clean up that. What was it? 4 or 5 interceptions?
5 interceptions and a fumble.
You make 1 or 2, and you still don't want to have that. But man, they got to clean that up to have a chance against North Little Rock.
So who you taking, Rick? This is, 7A West pride is on the line.
I know pride is on the line, but North Little Rock.
He's taking North Little Rock.
North Little Rock.
There you go. There you go. So Harbor, we're not picking again. We're giving you incentive. We're giving you incentive right here. This is your incentive to prove this guy wrong, which don't.
First opportunity to make us look ignorant.
He said he went,
which is easy.
Which is easy. He went 14-1 last week. You could make him add another L to that column this week. So Harbor, there's your incentive. Take it out on Rick. I would take pictures of this guy and put it all over the locker room and throw darts at it. It's been done before.
Yeah.
That's what I would do for incentive.
I went to the post office where I live at, and there's one like that up there in the post office. Me,
Old ladies look at that picture and they leave in terror.
They leave in terror.
They can't hit the gas pedal fast enough.
I know it.
Absolutely.
They run you over in the parking lot.
That's 3 big games going on in the area tonight. We got a whole lot of them going on. Now listen, here's a game, Rick, not too many people are talking about. You don't have to predict this one, but I tell you what, there's not a lot of people are talking about this one. Poto. You know where Poto is.
Poto, over there at State Line over there. That's where I get my liquor. I mean, that's where I go to the store on occasion.
Exactly. You lived in Fort Smith for a while. I was in Fort Smith. You know where Poto is.
I know about Poto.
Now, Poto's
the biggest hill. That's the site of the biggest hill. They promote that. They got some. It's not a mountain. They said it's the biggest hill.
So had a golf course over there on that hill, by the way.
Okay.
So Poto, defending state champion in Oklahoma 4A,
Yep.
is coming to play Shiloh Christian tonight over at Champion Stadium. Rick, that'll be a good game. That's going to be a real good game. Shiloh looked pretty good last week against P. Ridge, and a little sophomore quarterback, Eli Wisdom, looked pretty good at times. He can run. You know what? He looked like a 2.0 version of Kyle Frazier on occasion last week. I know that's big words, but I'm just saying he looked good at times and, running the football. That'll be a good game over there. I'm not asking you to give me a prediction, but if you might.
I'm going to give it anyhow.
Go ahead.
Saints.
The
Shiloh
Saints.
Christian.
Woo, pulling the upset.
An Arkansas team needs to win one of these
They're going to take
games.
They're going to take that Oklahoma team and just smack it to them.
Come on up here to the hills, and we're going to send you back tail between your legs.
You're going to have to climb that big hill to get back home. Uphill both ways.
Yeah.
Like my parents went to school, they had to go uphill both ways. I never could figure out the geography on that, but you know what? When your parents said they did it, by God, they
believe
did it.
them.
They did it. So that's the big games going on this week in the area, and we're going to have people at all of these games, and we'll have all the coverage in Saturday's edition of the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette in Prep Rally Review. And if we don't get you in the Saturday paper, we're going to get you in the Sunday paper. One thing about it, we're going to get you one way or the other. We're going to get you in there. We're going to get you some notoriety. So be sure and stay with us. That's all I got. Rick, you got anything else?
I got nothing else. Let's go. I'm ready to go out to the ballpark.
Here we go. Ready? Are you ready? Blue 12. Blue 12. Set. Hut. Take it to the end zone. He is gone.
Which way? I'm going the wrong way.
You're going as usual. I'm Chip Souza. This is Prep Rally almost live on tape. We'll see you next time.